Good evening. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving Eve. We're really happy to have Timotheus here again, and God is worthy to be praised for his mercies and his faithfulness and his blessings. Hopefully, you kept it vertical today and focused on worship and fellowship with the King of Kings in preparation for Thanksgiving. We are in Esther 7, and it's talking about that fateful day when the king found out the plan of someone who was trying to get rid of Esther, his fine wife, and her people. And when the king, discovered that it was his guy who he promoted, advanced, Haman, my goodness, he was wroth. And it made me think about back in a couple chapters before that, Esther 5:14. Who were the people? Do you remember who were the people who advised Haman to set up the gallows in the first place?
Haman and his followers.
His friends. His friends. Yeah, followers, friends, and his wife, Zeresh.
His wife too.
Zeresh. And that makes you really think, who is around me, who's in my environment. And in Proverbs 27, verse 17, it says, iron sharpens iron, and just like friends sharpen the countenance of another friend. If you do not have people who you're hanging with, who are making you better, who are increasing the quality of life for you, who are pushing you on to things of God, then they are not a true friend. Because there is no way that some friends of Haman would be like, oh yeah, set this up. Kill that Mordecai. No, they would have been like, slow down. And another verse that I would challenge us to think about, and I was thinking about you tonight when you were hanging out with your friends. My prayer was this, verse 11, my son, be wise. That's all I ask for. And make my heart glad, that I may answer him or her that may reproacheth me or question me anything about you. Just make sure that your actions are accountable and you're pleasing the Lord. What did you get out of either Esther 7 or Proverbs 27?
Esther 7, Haman was so worried about Mordecai, he was hating on him, he should have bowed down to the king, but he wasn't focused on himself. And since he wasn't, it came back to bite him, since he was talking mess behind people's backs and being shady and stuff, he ended up being the one on those gallows. So it's important to stay in your lane and not be so judgmental of people. Worry about yourself.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. Make sure that your house is swept before looking across the street or next door, right? What about the issue as far as your choice in friends or Haman's choice? As far as, do you have some criteria of the people? On campus, you're exposed to so many people, but how do you determine who to hang with and who to be
just first impressions, tell you a lot about a person, what they're wearing, the way they talk, if they're articulate or not. A lot of that comes into play.
What about dress? What do you mean by that?
If they're if they don't respect themselves, it makes you think they're gonna respect you, I guess. You have to show that you respect yourself, and so that can be reciprocated to others. You can be looking dingy.
And I remember your good friend Chico, you all would challenge each other oh, what is that? Yeah, you all would play, but still talk about each other, but push what do you mean? Give an example.
You just joke around and talk about other people. It's just jokes, I guess.
But you all are coming up to another level, right? You all help one another. And that's what I like about you all's friendship, that it's genuine and you all are true brothers. And hey, that's a blessing. Well, one scripture to leave us off with as far as being in our right place, as far as friendship, Proverbs 27:8. As a bird that wandereth from her nest or his nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. You want to be able to come back home and be in safety. I thank the Lord that you're not out in the streets because there's so much out there. But, hey, I can't be with you. All I say is I just pray and make sure that you're making good decisions with your friendships and alliances. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, a great Friendsgiving if you're hanging out with pals, and just make sure that we are keeping fellowship, worship, and focus with the King of Kings. Have a good evening.
Good night. But the slam.